All right, just wanted to go over stuff for practice today, guys. New install, we went over it in our Zoom meeting on Thursday, but just so you guys can watch it before practice. I know a lot of you guys are on your break right now, or you might have some time before practice. So from last week, we have these 5 plays. Just going to go over these super quick. We want to be able to run these full speed versus air today. Right. Hip to the field. It's our hip series. Hip to the field. Hot counter. Went over this, right? Lineman, you got to read what technique this is. We'll go over that in practice. Our Rhino play with the RPO. Right, so everyone's cold zone blocking, inside zone to the left, except the backside tackle. He's going to base out the end. H, you're the Rhino insert. We read the field force defender. It's probably going to be a linebacker, outside linebacker here. If we have 2 high safety, we're running a hitch here. If we have 1 high safety, we're running a slant, and you got to beat the guy that's over you when you run the slant. Reading that same outside force player. Longhorn sticks. Quarterbacks, this is your inside to outside read. Right, so I'm reading the inside field linebacker. If he comes up, I'm pulling and throwing sticks off this outside linebacker, this outside force player. If he sits back, I'm handing off the power. Cold Longhorn. Outside, we're running outside release fade. You got to pull this corner. If you can pull this safety too, it helps us out a lot. And then the 2 from the right hash that we did last week. Just cold Oakland. Remember, this is drawn up wrong. So running back, your aiming point is the outside hip of the outside offensive player for us. Here it's the H. So you're pushing D gap, and you can cut back C, B, or even A if they fly out right away. But you're reading that D gap. You're going to try to break here. The 2, remember, track to the inside safety, but block first that shows. So it's probably going to be this linebacker if you're on a track to the interior safety. 1, leaving the corner, working flat and up to the field safety. Not going to block the corner. Beat the corner, running back. And then our last one that we put in last week is our smash delay cross, right? So here we get tap to the field. H is working on a delay. He's blocking 1, 2, 3, and he's getting across at 5 to 6 yards. Y, you're out right away on the corner. So our read here is this boundary safety. We get tap look. Eyes go to the boundary safety. If the boundary safety overplays this, we're going to throw the posts behind him. If the boundary safety, if this is open right away, this is our hot read. It's open, we're hitting it. If this is clamped and this is clamped, we come to the delay cross. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then he's working across. So that's our stuff from last week. Should be review. Should be able to run that today. New stuff is our hip bob series. So now we're still in hip, but now we're adding in bob motion on all of these plays. So from the left hash, hip, bob, cold Oakland. So running back, your aiming point is the outside hip of this H as he works across, not drawn up right here. Your hip here, working to try to get the edge here into the boundary. So H is bobbing across. You send him quarterback. Clap as he gets behind the tackle Y right here. And he's going to work with the Y to try to set the edge. We're going to try to get this edge into the boundary. Same thing, reading this outside end. If he flies out, we can cut it up. Slot, track to the inside safety, first that shows. 1, track to the field safety. So that is our first install. It's just bob, Cold Oakland. We put that in day one. Now, off of that, this is also some day one stuff that we worked on. We have 2 Army plays. We have exchange Army. So the Army right away if it's there. Then if it's not here, so say we have our force defender here coming up and playing this Army, then our eyes go to the field safety. The field safety bails with the slot fade. We're going to throw the sit. If he comes up on the sit, we're going to throw slot fade. Right? Now, these guys, you're going to push vertical takeoff. 2 especially, you're going to push vertical takeoff and you're going to pedal your feet. Pedal, pedal, pedal. And when he crosses, you're going to break off his ass. So what your goal is, you want to get this safety or whoever's over you, say they're 1 high, you want to get the guy over you to stop his feet. Once you get him to stop his feet, pedal, pedal, burst off of the pick that you're going to get from the exchange sit and push vertically down the numbers. And the quarterback has numbers to sideline to work him. If he's covered over the top, you could go back shoulder if it's there, right? So taking the Army right away if it's there. If it's covered, our eyes go to the field safety, and that's our read. So that's exchange Army. We'll go to exchange flood real quick and then work back. Same thing, right? Our force, field force defender, and then field safety. So if the field force gets caught in and this is open right away, we're taking it. If this is covered, our eyes go to the field safety. Remember, 1 and 2, you're inside stemming on flood. Inside stemming like you're working your pass, or excuse me, your run blocking. Inside stemming, pushing to 8 to 10, breaking a post against 2 high, a skinny post versus 1 high. 2, inside stemming, pushing to 10 and breaking out at 10. So this is flood. Went over that day 1 too. This is a double move play for our H. So we got tap here. We're going to go bob, tap the inside zone. So this is an inside zone tap, and we get a double move. So quarterback, you're going to fake the run here. So you get a good tap, reach back for it, ride it through. You're going to come out and pump the flat. So H, you're going to bob, bob. When he snaps it, you're going to show flat. You're going to get a pump, and when he pumps, you're going to break vertically up the field. So this is a double move. We're trying to put this guy on an island quickly, right? Why? Your job is to push this safety. I want you to land in the lap of this safety, and when you get to the lap of this safety to the boundary safety, you're going to break a post and try to stretch him vertically. Because what that's going to do is going to open up our really second check down on this play. We got the double move, which is our primary. If that is clamped, we're going to come back to this dig. So 2, you just are working a 10-yard dig and working across the field. So we go the double move to the dig to the post. 1, once again, outside release, clearing, trying to clear the top off the defense for us. So that's from the left hash. And then we got 3 from the right hash. Bob counter. So we ran counter without a bob. Now we're going to bob and run counter back the opposite way towards the field. So we had a counter play in hip that goes to the field. We now have a counter play in hip bob that goes to the field. So the H is going to bob over and run counter. Now, guard and tackle, you guys are talking, right? If this is a 3 technique like it is here, the tackle's going to go. If it's a 1 technique, the guard is going to go. So you guys need to communicate. So if you got a 1 technique here and the field side here, the left tackle down to double, left guard down to double, center down to double. So he has no one to down block here, so he's doubling. If he had a 1 here or even a 2I or a 2, He's going to work back and the guard is going to pull. The tackle will work up. Why? You're trying to scoop the end here. So same steps. Same thing for 2, right? I put you on what your track is. Obviously, if this linebacker shows right away, that's who you're picking up. Pick up first that shows on your track to that boundary safety. 1, working flat and up to the field safety. Bob counter. This is our first read play. So here we got read option. We got cold zone. So we're working inside zone to the left here. Even the Y is working inside zone to the left. We read the outside defensive end. It might be a linebacker walked up as well. You're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. You bob here. We get a flat route, and he's going to sit towards the sideline at about 3 yards and turn around and be a target for you. We read the end to the forced defender. So quarterback, if the end crashes on the inside zone, you're pulling. If he sits, you're giving. When in doubt, you're giving. If the end crashes and you pull, you can run here, but you also can throw this flat route. So then your eyes go to the forced defender. If he plays the flat, you're running the football. Get north and south quick. If he sits on you, you can throw the flat. So we'll work that in the drill today. And then the last play for today is the heater dagger play. Some guys stayed after on last Wednesday and looked at this. But we're bobbing our H across. And if he gets one-on-one coverage, so his eyes as he's bobbing, the quarterback's looking at the boundary safety. If the boundary safety comes over the top, we're going to go tap to the field. We're going to go here on the inside stem, push vertical slant. That's your 1. So you're tapping here to the left, trying to pull this force field defender down. And we read through the slant. So if the slant's there, we're taking it. If not, we're throwing behind it. And this is a box ball deep off the post corner. 2, what you're trying to do is you're trying to push this safety vertically. We're going to see how good he is at opening his hips. So you're going to push him until you're on his feet. Once I get to the feet, I break post and then corner. Let's see how good he is at flipping his hips. And after you break corner, you're going to be pushed vertically towards these numbers by the quarterback's throw. So if the boundary safety plays over the top of this and we get what we're called bracket coverage, we're going to go tap to the field, read the slant to the post corner. So it's reading through itself. If we get one-on-one, so the safety doesn't come over, he stays in the middle of the field, we're going to throw the heater side. So you're going to abort the tap and you're going to throw the one-on-one. Now, if this outside boundary corner plays way over the top of it, right, and he's at 10 to 12 yards, you're going to throw the back shoulder. Now, obviously, if you can beat him, you got numbers to sideline to work with. But that's what we're putting in today. Hopefully we can run all these today. So guys, get in on these videos today before practice.